What's good, everybody? I'm BPC and welcome to Competitive Origins MMA. Well, Nate Diaz is set to make his return back to the Octagon against Leon Rocky Edwards in the co-main event of UFC 262. Now, if you recall, this is the card that's going to have Charles the Bronx Oliveira face off against Michael Iron Chandler for the vacant lightweight championship of the world. Now, this fight is actually scheduled to be a 5-round non-title co-main event, which would be the first time ever in the UFC's history, which I find to be pretty interesting. Now, my guess is that Nate Diaz probably requested this because this would better his chances considering his great cardio. Now, Nate Diaz's last 4 fights in the welterweight, division have been against Conor McGregor, in which he faced off against twice, getting 1 victory over the notorious one and then losing by unanimous decision in the second one. You have Anthony Showtime Pettis, in which he scored a victory over him, and then he also faced off against Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Now, in 2019, when he faced off against Jorge, they were fighting for the BMF belt in Madison Square Garden, which is in New York. Now, as you might recall, the doctors came in, they stopped the fight, and they basically ruled it in favor of Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. So Nate is on a losing streak if you think about his welterweight division run, but he is 2-2 in the Octagon for the welterweight division. Now, last month, we actually got a chance to see Rocky Edwards jump back into the Octagon after an extended break. Now, he faced off against Bilal, remember the name, Muhammad, and the fight was looking pretty good in his favor. He did not look like he was carrying any ring rust, considering the amount of time he had been out of the Octagon. But the fight ended prematurely after the second eye poke, and the fight was ruled a no contest. Apparently, Rocky cannot keep his fingers to himself. Now, following the fight, Leon Rocky Edwards had stated that he wanted to fight for the championship next. He basically had no interest in facing off against Bilal again, but we all knew that wasn't going to happen because Kamaru, the Nigerian Nightmare Usman, is going to defend his welterweight championship belt against whoever, but Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. With that being said, guys, my question out there, and I want you to go in the comment section and give me some feedback here, but why is this fight even taking place when you really think about it? As a fan, of course, it's definitely exciting. We want to be entertained. This is probably going to be, the most entertaining fight on the card, quite possibly. But with that being said, why is this fight even taking place? Was this to lure, Nate Diaz back into the Octagon and say, hey, if you get this victory, we'll give you a title shot? Because if I had to think about it, I would think a win over Leon Rocky Edwards would probably move him up to title contention. Colby's already had his opportunity to fight for the belt, and Nate Diaz has such popularity behind him. If he's able to legitimize himself as a true welterweight with a victory over Leon Rocky Edwards, I could definitely see the UFC giving him a push for the championship belt after Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. Now, imagine if Jorge was actually able to get the victory over Kamaru Usman and they set the rematch between Jorge Gamebred Masvidal and Nate Diaz, which would be for the welterweight championship of the world and the BMF title. That would be totally interesting. It'd be great, for them to promote it in that aspect. You'll have the BMF belt on one side. You have the regular belt on the other side. I just think that would look pretty cool on the poster. And this would be the rematch, at the end of the day. But, it's not, my guess is that everything is not going to work out as perfectly as we would all want it to. But, it is what it is at the end of the day. Now, as far as Leon Rocky Edwards, he is going into this fight as the favorite. Now, why would Nate even give him the opportunity? He did say he wasn't, popular enough to face him. But with a win against Nate, I think it would definitely boost his popularity. It would definitely expose him to a larger audience. And that's obviously what he wants. So I'm guessing he feels he can definitely get the win over Nate and take some of that popularity, kind of like how Nate took some of the popularity from Conor McGregor, and then, Jorge took some popularity from Nate Diaz, so I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. He's going to throw a little bit of shine on him if he were able to get the victory over Nate Diaz. Now, my question for you guys is, does either fighter get the title shot? You know, could you see the UFC granting Leon Rocky Edwards a title shot after beating Nate Diaz? You know, does he deserve it for beating Nate Diaz? I don't quite think so. Nate isn't a ranked welterweight fighter at the end of the day. You know, so why should you get a title shot for beating an unranked fighter? You know, but does he deserve a title shot for putting in the work and getting consistent wins, you know, over the course of his career? Absolutely. But not because of Nate, just because of what he's done so far. So is it fair to say whoever wins this fight actually gets a title? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. And who do you actually think is going to get the victory and how? Third round KO, 5-round unanimous decision. Let me know what you guys think. Go to competitiveorigins.com, type in promo code MMA114 so you can get this Competitive Origins or get 10% off this Competitive Origins Just an Obstacle t-shirt. Thank you for tuning in today, guys. I'm BPC, and remember, you've been competing since conception, whether you're competing against yourself or others. Competitive Origins.